So here we go. We're going to begin our first night at sea, although we're still in the Chesapeake Bay. Almost laying course now to the Chesapeake Channel through the Bay Bridge Tunnel. We've had light winds all day, but we have had some favorable current, so that's good. And those clouds behind that's a cold front, which is going to give us a favorable wind and hopefully not much else. Not a very strong front, but it's a weather event, so we got to be on our toes. We got total whiteout. Wind probably gusting 60 knots. Rain, hail. I can't tell if it's rain or hail. It's pelting my face. Got a little low. Pelting my face so hard. Alright, I jibed her over. We're just laying a hull here. Just bare poles. But I didn't want to get into the shipping channel there. So now we're drifting away from it. We got winds gusting, I'd say about 40 knots right now. What was that? Yeah, it was just the bottle of sunscreen. Sure scared the hell out of me though. Alright, well we'll just wait this out. Hopefully these storms will move through in the next half hour or so. It is the 7th of June, 2020. And we finally made our way out of the Chesapeake Bay. We exited the Bay Bridge Tunnel this morning at about 5 a.m. Took us some time to get there from Deltaville. It's a run of about 40 miles, but we had light winds, and most of them from ahead. And then last night around 11 o'clock with the passage of the cold front, we had some thunderstorms go through that were really quite something. And I couldn't tell whether it was rain or hail, because it was just water in some form and air moving horizontally in the darkness there. And I ended up just laying a hull, taking all the sails off of her, and I had room to drift and just wait it out. So that was fun. I mean, not even one day out, already Neptune's starting up the carnival. So our current position is (36 degrees 57 minutes north and 75 degrees 18 minutes west, which, if we want to talk in terms of our big number here, leaves us with 2,861 miles to go to Fastnet Rock, which is a lot of freaking miles. So we take it day by day and just try to keep this old girl moving. We've had decent wind after the thunderstorms went through. We've had decent wind. It's going light now, and it's veering more kind of east, almost east-southeast at this point. So we're on a northerly heading. The forecast is generally good. It's just all light to moderate winds. However, they will be fairly variable, but hopefully they'll be mostly southerly component winds to send us on our way here. And so we'll just see how that plays out. But the last European model forecast I was able to upload on my phone, that was yesterday evening, was still showing all the way over a week out, was just showing good weather, so that's encouraging. And in the meantime, as you can see, I'm a little groggy here. I just woke up from a nap because I didn't get any sleep last night, and it'll take me a little while to kind of get back into my rhythm of ocean, of being offshore. As you can see, I'm rocking my DIY haircut here, and it feels good to have short hair. Anyway, I didn't want to have long hair just because it would get all tangled and full of salt. And then, and I don't want to use water to wash it, so it'll do. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all again tomorrow. This is going to be a long passage, and but it's good, even if I'm just talking to you through the camera, it feels good to have some company and have somebody on board along with me. So, take care, everyone. Bye-bye. On a long ocean passage, a boat is a small sailboat. You might as well be in a space capsule on the way to the moon. It's a total life support system upon which you are 100% dependent. Human beings cannot live on the ocean. And obviously, the biggest concern is running out of fresh water, and then after that running out of food. Then after that is any sort of major equipment failure that prevents you from getting to the next point of land and to necessary supplies for survival. So that's my drive shaft right there. I inspected all that rigging carefully. And those sails, that's the power plant. That's what's going to get us nearly 3,000 miles across the ocean if all goes well. So obviously, another essential part of the boat is the rudder. Even if your drive shaft is working, it doesn't do you much good if you can't steer the boat where you want to go. This is a stern-having rudder. There's two heavy sets of gudgeons and pennels. And years ago, I reinforced how the upper gudgeon was attached to the hull. I did that in New Zealand. And because I wasn't happy with the way that Clark Ryder had originally done that. And then I since had to have the upper pintle on the rudder silver soldered. Because that was, the pintle shaft was coming loose. The welding had broken. And so I had that done at the finest pine yard in Harpswell, Maine. So in this last haul out, I just lifted the rudder up a bit, put some grease on it, and inspected it. Again, just inspect vital equipment and make sure there's nothing going on with it. The third major item is the hull, and particularly the through hull fittings. Those of you who have followed my channel know a couple years back I had an issue with that. Had to replace one of the through hulls. This year I inspected the through hulls and the two bronze seacocks under the cockpit, took apart, cleaned and re-greased, and also replaced the hoses coming off of them. Because you don't want the boat to sink, that's for sure. So you got your drive shaft, you got your rudder, and you got the hull and all its fittings. So as long as all that's okay and you don't get into a hurricane, you should be all right. Ahoy everybody! It is the 10th of June 2020, and we are at, where are we at? Just about 38 degrees north and 71 degrees 39 minutes west. We have southwest winds at about 10 knots, and we're steering an easterly course because our actual course puts us just about dead downwind, and this boat doesn't really like to sail dead downwind, so I'm going on a deep broad reach here. Hopefully these winds are going to back more southerly, south-southwesterly is what they're forecast, so we'll see what happens. Well, I'm not even going to talk about the big number because it's just too big to think about. We're just a pelagic creature out here, and welcome to your new home, the ocean sea, the open sea. Learn to like it because we're going to be here a while. As you can see though, the sailing is quite nice, and we finally got some wind. We've been going pretty slow because of all the light airs, and actually the ride is not too bad. Earlier we had a swell that was hitting us beam on. It was really causing the boat to roll, but she's a little, the ride's gotten a little better. So life is good, and I think that's about all the news there is for today, and there'll be many more, and so we'll check back in with you tomorrow.